Today is the Ides of March. Let's go with Roman, and also I'm going to be using a little clock up here. Hopefully that doesn't put too much pressure on myself, but the idea is it'll give you guys an idea of how long this whole process takes me. Immediately, I see that scale is a possible option, so let's go ahead and throw that in next. I'm trying to think of a word like chase, which would allow us to put the S in between the A and the E. However, we're not going to be able to use that C again. So this could be like phase. Okay, the S does go there. That's good to know. But we're looking for a different word. I'm feeling like this might include another vowel because it doesn't seem like there's too many ways to combine consonants to start off this word. So let's look at this. X-I-A-C-E does seem somewhat familiar, but isn't immediately jumping out to me. There's U-S-E, which would be the end of pause, and cause, but both of those are already used up. How about ease? Well, that looks like it might have some more options. There's tease, which is probably what I'm going to go with first here. Tease. Nice. Splendid, and we did it in about 3 minutes. So that's a little bit interesting there, having the timer up there. It won't account for the fact that sometimes I'm pausing to figure out the commentary, but maybe it's interesting to know. Apparently, March 16th is National Panda Day, so let's give that a shot here for our opening word. Give us much because we did get a little bit risky with the double A, so I want to work in some vowels and I also want to work in some common letters. Maybe we could do something that ends in airs, like tears or bears. I think those actually can't be words. So, okay, how about this? How about later gator? Let's try that. Gets in the E and potentially gets in some other good words, and wow. Okay, that was a really good blind guess. It got us a lot of extra letters, and now I've just got to figure out what else this could be. I said gator. Mater is the car from Cars. I don't know if this could actually fit, but I think what I'm going to do is jump over to Quirtle and see which of these are actually words. Turns out we've got a few. We've got water, tater, gator, hater, cater, odor, which is maybe someone who oats, and mater, which is maybe someone who mates. Of those, I think that O and M are definitely weaker options, but I do want to potentially play this safe because we are not going to be able to guess all of these. We could just pick the best four, which is probably water, gator, hater, and cater, and we'll probably get it. Yeah, let me move tater down to the not so gravy column. The tricky part about tater that makes me kind of want to guess it is there's not going to be another way to find out about that T unless we guess another word with a T in the first position, which could definitely work out. We could guess like twice, and then we are eliminating the T for tater, water, and cater. So that's definitely a possibility. I don't think I can come up with a word that uses all four of these letters, but maybe I can come up with a word that uses three and then just not mess up like I did last week. Then it has to be match, right? Or are we getting a failure? Wow, what was it? It would be great if I could come up with a word that uses three of these and then maybe O is the vowel or T or M in there just to check it. So I'm going to stare at these letters for another second and see if I can't come up with a word that basically uses just these letters. That would be like the best word. Gooch? Will it give me gooch? No. The T doesn't mean anything to me unless it's in that opening position. I feel like this is as good as I'm getting. We're working in 3 of the letters, and then we're also working out the O, which I don't think it's odor, but I think this is going to let us solve it in 4. Okay, it is indeed going to be cater, and that is today's Wordle. Happy St. Patty's Day, and despite being no luck's given, I'm feeling a wee bit lucky. Okay, unlucky, that's not going to give us anything. We can't use scale, so we can substitute that for stare, throw in some other common letters, and continue. Okay, we get the E, but continuing to be pretty unlucky. That does let us know that, well, I guess we're probably dealing with either another E or maybe an O or an I somewhere in here. Don't have an L, so I can't really work out a way to test all of these other vowels. I'd love to test something like this, though I can't really even think of a word that actually comes out like this one. Generally, when you're thinking E, you're thinking, okay, a double consonant and then a vowel consonant E. However, we take away a lot of those possibilities when we get rid of C, T, R, and S, as well as L, because that's typically how you are mixing consonants together. There is still a P, so this could be phone. I think I'm going to try that. Test the O. Getting the H out of here, I do feel like is pretty useful at this point. Let's see if phone is correct. Okay, it's not going to be correct, but we do have an O, and not in that position. I don't think ovine is a word. Bovine is like cattle. I'll try it. Wow. Okay, it is a word, and it's a lot of the letters that we need. Well, I think I see it now. I think that it is actually movie. Okay, there we go. Ovine got us to the movie and allowed us to solve this in 5. Happy, holy, everybody. Let's celebrate the start of spring with the word color. That's not going to find anything for us, so I want to use some common letters, and I'd like to at least get these ones in here. And the first thing, I'm not sure, I'd like to also use, like typically I would use like spear, but we've already used the R, so, because I don't think that, oh, I guess that we could do speak. So we could do speak, or we could do like steam. Could also do stain, though I think I like steam a little bit more because it uses that E, and that really lights up the board. Wow. Okay, now I just need to play around with the positioning of these possible words. It could be something like sated. I think that's a word, though I don't think that Wordles can end in ED. Can't be slate either. I don't think this is how you spell seethe. I think that that has an E at the end. Yeah, that's not going to be a word. Seta. Like, there's no way to do another vowel in here, right? Sante. Oh, okay. How about saute? Nice. NationalToday.com says today is Let's Laugh Day. So let's start with that, and we get a few things lit up. We can go with scale as word number 2. That doesn't give us any new information, but does let us know that those positions are going to be wrong. My first thought is to try to start with a consonant L, though I feel like that's going to make it difficult to work in the A, because we can't go like A-I, we'd have to go I-A. So there is a chance this one could start with A, and we could see a slightly different configuration here. Thinking like a veil, though I know that can't be it, but I want to at least get that going. What about a paw? That's a real word, right? That would give us 2 more shots at cracking down on where this A is. 1 more look at the L. I'd maybe not love to use a double letter though, so I'm gonna think if we can do any better. This uses 2 double letters, actually. You know what? I'm gonna go for it. I just feel like figuring out where this A and this L is in the word is gonna give me a lot of hints in terms of what this word actually looks like. And looks like it will be either AL or AXL to start the word off, which does definitely narrow it down some. It could be like alt something. I'm definitely regretting a little bit not having more letters available, but I think I'm going to be able to figure this out. It could just be something like alloy. Well, you know what? I'm going to use that same logic, and I'm just going to guess alloy, and that will at least let me know where this A is, and we'll start to narrow down on the word from there. And it's so close. It's so close to alloy. So if it's not alloy, then it's a lot. Is that right? Is that how you spell a lot? Oh, it could be allow as well. I think those are the 2 things that we're between. Is a lot really how you'd spell that? Let's go for allow. I'm at least sure that that is a word, and that's going to be today's Wordle. Happy spring equinox. Let's start today with equal. And that's going to get us an E and nothing else. I think let's try to work in some more common letters. Does spree work? If you're on a spree, I think that's 2 E's. Maybe we'll just go with spire? Sure. Okay, we got an R, but nothing else. I think I'd like to end it in ER and probably do an O just so we can check our last main vowel. So we could do voter. Is there something better than that? How about no? Hotter would have 2 T's. Noter isn't really a word. Motor is with an O, so that's not going to work. I guess coder might be slightly more common letters. Let's try that. And we're going to get the position for the E, but nothing else. So I think we're probably looking at a double E word. So it could be something like greet. That's a double E. The question is it 2 E's in a row or is it EXE? And honestly, I like greet. It uses a lot of other really common letters. Well, mostly it uses the T. Checks positioning on the R. I kind of like that. Yeah, let's try greet. And that gets us... Okay, so we do have another E. That much we knew. And we know the position of this other E now. We're definitely going to be looking at a word like this. So it's not quite beret because we can't use the T. And we don't really know the position of the R. It could either start with the R or have the R right smack in the middle. So I think that's the next thing to figure out. And despite the fact that we don't have that many guesses left, I think we can still crack this. Let's start to look at words like this first. And let's just stare at this for a moment. See if anything comes up. How is this word ending? Is it ending with a Y? I guess... No. Is that how you spell harem? I'm trying to figure out how this word can end. Nothing is really jumping out at me. This one looks kind of good, but nothing fits. Erex also seems like it could make sense. There's Irin, Irem, and I feel like I'm probably not pronouncing whatever the word is going to be correct at this point. But we do have to figure out what this last letter could even be, and I don't think it's anything with an R in this position, which makes it a lot tougher. It would make a lot more sense if it started with re, right? That is a prefix to do something again. So you could remix something. It's not quite a word. Could re-wet something, but I'm not seeing any other 3-letter words. And then maybe there's the chance there's a double R that we're dealing with, but that would have to be re-ren, re-rem, re-rex, and none of those are standing out as words to me. There's refer, though I believe that's going to have a double F. No, that might be a word, but I know that it's not the solution because we can't have an R in this position. This is actually how you spell refer, which is interesting, and maybe it's just good to, like, this isn't refer, this is refer. So what about refen, remel, remec, rebej, like something just that sounds like that, rather than how we've been placing the emphasis up until this point. This is all that we know, and then we know that the R slides into one of these X's. So we basically know that it's this more or less. This sounds the most like a word, other than things that were homophones of existing words. Oh my gosh, I just got it. Wow, 12 minutes in, and I even had some weird things with the clock going on there, but renew, we finally did it. Wow, that was a really long one for me. Nice. By the way, for all of the more obscure holidays, I go to nationaltoday.com and then just whatever sparks inspiration. Today is National Common Courtesy Day, so I am going to go with thank. And that's a pretty good one, starting off with T and H. The first thing coming to mind is those, so let's see how that works. Okay, we're going to get an E. So T-H-E, there is the only thing coming to mind, but it's not going to be a double E word. So maybe it's, well, it could be theft. Oop, having trouble spelling that. Could definitely be theft. That's the opposite of a common courtesy. Oh, it could also be thief. I think I like thief slightly better because it tests another letter. So let's go with thief, and if we get a yellow on the F. Oh, that's not how you spell thief? Okay, how about thief like this? Okay. Interesting. So it is going to be T-H-I-E. So is that how you spell, oops. This is how you spell there, then? I before E, except after C, always confuses me because it doesn't mean anything. Is that a word? All right, there we go. March 16th, and today is Purim. Not in the words list. Okay, today is National Panda Day.